Prophetic analysis of random Bible snippets. Connections to current events of October 13th, 2025. Executive Summary. The randomly selected biblical text snippets reveal extraordinary prophetic alignments with the historic events unfolding on October 13th, 2025, particularly the Gaza ceasefire agreement, hostage releases, and Trump's Middle East peace summit. Through the lens of late scholar Ernest L. Martin's prophetic framework, these connections suggest divine orchestration in current geopolitical developments. Key prophetic passages identified. Isaiah 28, the cornerstone and covenant with death. The most significant snippet contains Isaiah 28, featuring the prophetic declaration about stammering lips and another tongue, speaking to God's people, alongside warnings about a covenant with death and the promise of a precious cornerstone in Zion. This passage remarkably parallels Frowny Face 1. Trump's multilingual peace summit in Egypt with 20-plus world leaders 2. 3. The overflowing scourge, war, that has now passed through Gaza 4. The cornerstone being laid in Zion as Israel emerges victorious 5. Foreign leaders speaking peace to Israel in another tongue 6. Gideon's peace altar, YHWH Shalom. The snippet describing Gideon building an altar called YHWH Shalom, the Lord is peace, directly corresponds to Trump's declaration that the war is over and his establishment of peace in the region. This biblical precedent of divine peace following military victory mirrors Israel's current situation. 3. 2. Temple restoration under Josh. The passage about young King Josh repairing the temple with collected funds aligns with accelerated Third Temple preparations following the ceasefire. The Temple Institute has intensified activities, creating vessels and training priests, while discussions of red heifer sacrifices for temple purification have gained momentum. 7. Ernest L. Martin's prophetic framework applied. Based on Martin's pre-1998 scholarship, several key interpretative principles emerge. Frowny Face 11, 12. Jerusalem as prophetic epicenter. Martin emphasized Jerusalem's central role in end-time events, which is precisely where these developments are converging from the Knesset address to Temple Mount activities. 11. Foreign nation involvement. Martin taught that foreign powers would play crucial roles in God's prophetic plan. Trump's unprecedented involvement as a foreign leader orchestrating peace between Israel and Hamas fulfills this pattern. 13. Covenant relationships. The covenant with death being nullified, Isaiah 28 verse 18, corresponds to Hamas's defeat and the end of their death-oriented ideology, replaced by life-giving peace agreements. 14. 4. Current news connections and prophetic alignments. Global level. Historic peace summit in Egypt. Over 20 world leaders gathering to sign the Gaza peace agreement echoes biblical gatherings of nations for divine purposes. The location in Egypt, historically significant in biblical prophecy, adds prophetic weight to these proceedings. 15. 16. End of war declaration. Trump's announcement that the war is over represents a prophetic moment of transition from judgment to restoration, matching biblical patterns of divine intervention ending conflicts. 17. 3. National, Israel, level. Hostage liberation. The release of all 20 living Israeli hostages after 738 days of captivity mirrors biblical themes of captivity and redemption found throughout Scripture. The emotional reunions parallel the resurrection narrative snippet, suggesting themes of death to life. 18, 19, 20. Knesset triumph. Trump's address to the Israeli parliament, receiving standing ovations and being hailed as Israel's greatest friend, fulfills prophetic themes of foreign leaders blessing Israel. 21. 3. Jerusalem/local level. Third Temple momentum. The ceasefire has accelerated Third Temple preparations, with increased Jewish presence on the Temple Mount and active preparation of temple vessels. This aligns with Josh's temple restoration narrative from the snippets. 8. 22. Temple Mount dynamics. Since October 7th, Jewish religious activities on the Temple Mount have intensified, suggesting movement toward the fulfillment of temple-related prophecies. 23-24. Conclusion. Speculative prophetic connections. Based on the non-random content discovered in the biblical snippets and their alignment with current events, the following news items may connect to biblical prophecies. Bullet list of potential prophetic alignments. Gaza ceasefire agreement. Fulfillment of covenant with death being nullified. Isaiah 28, verse 18. Trump peace summit in Egypt. Foreign leaders speaking peace to Israel with stammering lips and another tongue. Isaiah 28, verse 11. All Israeli hostages released. Modern parallel to biblical captivity and redemption themes. Third Temple preparations accelerating. Josh-like temple restoration gathering momentum. Temple Mount Jewish activities increasing. Preparation for prophetic temple events. Netanyahu's political survival, parallel to biblical leaders preserved through divine intervention. International recognition of Israel's victory. Nations acknowledging God's blessing on Israel. End of Hamas death ideology. Breaking of the covenant with death and embrace of life. Cornerstone being laid in Zion. Prophetic foundation being established for future events. Peace following divine judgment. Pattern of God's wrath followed by restoration and blessing. These connections, viewed through Ernest L. Martin's prophetic lens, suggest we may be witnessing significant prophetic fulfillments in our time, with October 13th, 2025, marking a pivotal moment in biblical prophecy's unfolding timeline.